All right, here we are officially on part 3 of the $100,000 H-1B saga, and after watching the White House say one thing and USCIS do another, Consulate stay silent, and the CBP shrug altogether, I think it's fair to say that this has become the most chaotic immigration rollout I've ever seen. So today, I'm going to tell you what's actually real. Not the headlines, not the political tweets, but how the government is really enforcing this rule right now. In part 1, when the proclamation just dropped, I broke down what the text literally said. I told you it had looked half-baked, the agencies would contradict each other, and lawsuits were inevitable, and that part ended up being exactly right. Then in part 2, the White House tried to walk everything back. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt tweeted that this was not an annual fee, just a one-time petition fee, that current H-1B workers abroad could come and go normally, and that the rule wouldn't apply until the next H-1B lottery cycle. It sounded like the whole thing had been diffused, and at that moment, that really was the message coming from the administration. But here's the twist. That tweet might as well have been a horoscope, because USCIS, DOS, and CBP are now not following it at all. This video is the reality check, the rules that actually are being enforced right now based on RFEs, real cases, AILA reports, attorney experiences, and what we're seeing across the country this past week are going to be in this video. Now first, USCIS is enforcing the $100,000 rule right now. The White House said it wouldn't apply until the next lottery. Then USCIS said that's cute, but no. And we're already seeing $100,000 RFEs on petitions filed after September 21st if the worker is outside the US or the petition requests consular notification. Or even if USCIS decides on its own to convert the case to consular processing. This includes new cap exempt H-1Bs, transfers, amendments, and even changes of status that USCIS chooses to treat as consular. So yes, the fee is live right now and the RFEs are real. Second, and this is where a lot of people are confused, what about people overseas who already have a valid unexpired H-1B visa stamp in their passport? The White House said those individuals could re-enter normally and would not be charged a fee, but DOS has not confirmed that. CBP has not confirmed that, and several consulates are refusing to commit one way or the other. So right now, people abroad with valid visa stamps are not necessarily safe. They are safer than someone who needs a new visa, but that's it. And they're still in a gray zone. Until DOS and CBP issues actual guidance, travel remains a risk. If you're abroad with a valid H-1B visa, you're better off returning sooner rather than later if you must return at all. And if you're still in the US, the safest option is not to travel. Third, if you stay inside the US, you're safe, but only as long as USCIS keeps the case inside the US. Change of status, continuation of employment, extensions, those are all fine unless USCIS reclassifies the case. The moment USCIS pushes a case to consular processing or says the beneficiary must leave for a visa stamp, the $100,000 fee applies instantly. So the rule in practice is simple. Inside the US, you're safe. Anything involving a consulate triggers the fee. Fourth, consular cases filed after September 21st are basically dead without a $100,000 payment, sad to say it. AILA members are reporting this everywhere. If the worker is abroad and the employer filed after the 21st of September, USCIS is hitting those cases with the fee every single time. And unless the employer pays it, the petition is not going to be approved. Fifth, national interest exceptions exist only on paper. They sound great in theory, but no one knows the criteria exactly. No one knows the standard, and no one has seen an approval yet, as far as I can see. Officers don't know how to process them, and the agencies look like they're ignoring that section entirely. Time will tell. So let me give you the simplest, clearest summary of how this actually works right now. If the worker is outside the United States, the $100,000 fee applies. If the petition is consular, the fee applies. If USCIS converts your case to consular, the fee applies. If you travel abroad, even with a valid H-1B visa, DOS and CBP may still require fee evidence because they have not accepted the White House's interpretation. It's possible. If you stay inside the US the entire time, you're safe. And above all, the White House tweet is not controlling law. USCIS is enforcing the rule immediately, and their RFEs reflect the rule that matters, the one being applied in practice. So if you watched parts 1 and 2, you've now witnessed 3 phases of modern immigration policy. First, the chaotic announcement. Second, the political walkback. And third, the actual agency implementation that follows neither. This is why immigration lawyers always say, don't believe the headline, don't believe the tweet, believe the RFEs. And that's something I need to be reminded of. Because the RFEs tell you what the rule actually is. If this gets updated again, and at this rate it probably will, I should likely be here for part 4. So that's why you have to subscribe, and feel free to drop comments, share your experiences and feelings about all of this chaos, and stay safe until this mess stabilizes. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.